everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge. The Champions League is back, but also if you're an interested in Manchester United, or even better, if you're interested in Manchester United, we've got a little bit of a treat for you tonight. It's not Man United against Man City, but it's Man United's new coach against the best coach in the world. It's Amorin ball against Pep ball, and I'm very excited about this. None of these crappy, with all due respect, lower league Portuguese games. We're watching Sporting and Amorim against Pep and Man City in the Champions League. And we're very excited to have you with us as well. Very, very much looking forward to it. Just in relation to the teams are flying around there for you to take a look at. But I just wanted to just remind you of the Champions League table at the moment, which we can't get up because it's too bloody big. But Villa are top with 9 points, 3 from 3. Man City are second with 7 from 3. Liverpool are second Man City are third with 7 from 3. Liverpool are second with 3 wins from 3. Sporting are actually 7 points as well. They've won 2 and drawn 1. So they're in 8th at the moment with a lot of other clubs. Liverpool play Levurkusen as well, who have also got 7 points. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Double watch along really, but obviously we're focusing in on this. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Swedish Finn says, congratulations to Kalama. So I've got the name completely wrong there. The presidential Harris from your Swedish advisor in Helsinki. Looking forward to Women's World Cup in the US in 2026. Can we please get a Trump versus Harris poll, says United Stan? People are getting very agitated by this. I've got to say you're on the wrong channel. I'm really taking no interest at all. I know it's got major connotations for the rest of the world, but this is football. This is escaping, and we're not interested in that. Awoken says Michael Oliver is the referee for Chelsea Arsenal. Disgrace, mate, on the day that Howard Webb's basically said he made another big mistake. Savage, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for tuning in. Let me just whiz through both teams for you. Going to be a cracking game this tonight. We will be keeping an eye on Liverpool's game as well. I think that's on Amazon Prime, so it's easy to keep an eye on both. But other games tonight, Real Madrid play AC Milan, Lille play Juventus, Celtic play Leipzig, Dortmund play Sturm Graz. We've already seen, I didn't see it, but PSV beat Girona 4-0. That's a big result for the Eredivisie, isn't it? I think PSV are doing quite well this year. They drew with Sporting, and Girona were a decent team last year, weren't they? I don't know what they're doing in La Liga this time, but very, very good. Team news. Bloody hell. So Sporting line up as follows. We've got De Bast, Diamonde and Rees as the 3. Quenda, Marita, Homeland, Araujo as the 4. And then Trincao, Pote and Gyökeres as the 3 as the front 3. Man City, Edison, Lewis, Akanji, Simpson, Pussy. I think I've got that right. Is it Simpson Pussy? Simpson Pussy? I don't know how you pronounce that, but he's playing. Simpson Pussy. Vardiel, Kovacic, Savio, Foden, Bernardo Silva, Nunez, Haaland for Manchester City. De Bruyne's on the bench. Doku's on the bench. Gundogan's on the bench. But yeah, Simpson Pussy playing, or Simpson Pussy, is playing as well. So people are laughing in the chat. I've never bloody heard of him. So I don't know. There he is, number 66 for Manchester City. Simpson Pussey. Pussy. Fuck yeah. Oh my God. I don't know. I've never bloody heard of him. I get bloody all sorts of names wrong. I'm definitely going to get that wrong, aren't I? So anyway, it's only a name for a cat. One time Dracula says, missed your live shows today, Mark. I'm here to see City get put to the sword by our Lord and Saviour, Amorim. I'm very interested to see how the two systems collide here. Excuse me. It's not the best Manchester City side, is it? They have got a couple of players out, but Manny says, are you taking the piss, Mark? Mate, if you want to tell me how I pronounce Simpson Pussy, then please do. But I don't know. It could be pussy, pussy, pussy. I don't know. It's all the same thing, isn't it? Anyway. Name you'd refuse to read from a super chat. No, I wouldn't, Jelly. I would not refuse to say that word. What's wrong with it? In the UK, that is another name for a cat. I don't know what you use it for, but we use that word pussycat. There you go. Ronaldo in the sporting lineup, says Francis. I wonder whether we will see him back in a sporting lineup one day. We'll have to wait and see. It's Pussy. Of course it is. I mean, you're not going to. Of course you are. Even if it is pronounced the way we thought it was, you're still going to change it into something else, aren't we? It's like people called Christian who start calling themselves Christian. It's Pussy, says Frex. Well, why have you spelt it with a W then? Swivel on that. Talking like it's bloody obvious. He spelt it P-U-S-E-Y, and then you're telling me with a bloody W that's not there. Amorim, watch more like a Simpson Pussy watch, says T. See, I've got it right now. Pussy Patrol, says Arcade. Mary's just spat her coffee out twice. Okay. It's Pussy, says Chloe. Well, you know. It's spelt P-U-S-E-Y. To me, that's pussy or pussy or... I'm sorry. Let's just call him Simpson Chuff. I've got to give the credit to somebody there. It was Kid Conga. I'm enjoying that way too much. What, Pussy? Yeah. You got to have a laugh. You got to have a laugh. Anyway, we're about ready to go. I'm standing up, actually. I'm standing up for this. It's too big a game to not stand up. Referee's ready to go. Wait for me. Wait for me. They'll probably do the flag shake, won't they, or something? Right. Every woman, every man, join the caravan. I'm going to get the Liverpool game on as well. This should make it very easy to do a double watch along. Let me have a look. Yeah. Live tonight, Liverpool against Leverkusen. There we go. Let's drag that down. That's perfect. That's perfect. There we go. How do I... I can't make it any smaller. That's all right. That'll do. That'll do. Liverpool's kicked off. Let me get the timer going. Man City against Porto. I hope the camera gets closer. Bloody hell. I feel like I'm in bloody Spain watching this. That camera's crap. I want to watch Amorim ball. I don't want to watch Ant ball. Bloody hell. That camera's crap. We don't want that. Pusey will score for City, I reckon, says Liking Trash. I'm sure there's plenty of jokes if he does. Mark, I'm looking forward to this game, says Abhijit, because this will give us a reference point to how Amorim performs with well-drilled squad versus the United squad in December against City, who can't string two passes. Thank you very much, Abhijit. Can't wait for a lovely clearance from Pussy, says Jace. I'm going to call him... Yeah. This is a tactical view camera. Bloody... Where is this guy? Up a bloody mountain? This ain't the best camera angle. Ben Webster says, that's the first pussy I've seen. Okay. Okay. We move. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, we've got so many good watch-alongs coming up for you over the next couple of days. Next few days, actually. Arsenal Inter tomorrow. Saturday, Man City against Brighton. Liverpool against Villa. Sunday, Chelsea against Arsenal. So some really good games coming up before this next international break. I don't mind this next international break, by the way, because a week on Saturday, we do my all day and night charity stream. So get involved in that. Thank you very much for the super chats that have come in early tonight. We've got a bunch of pussies at United, says Brian. Okay, it's not a free-for-all to use the term that way. There is a footballer called Simpson Pussy. So that's why there's a lot of that cat talk in the chat. So Man City just starting off with a lot of possession here. It's a back five for Sporting at the moment. It's really interesting. You can see the shape, can't you? Holmlund steps out from the pivot to join the front four. He steps back into the pivot. And then you can see it's a 5-2-3 with Man City having the ball. So we're seeing the defensive shape here at the moment of Sporting. You can definitely see that three. Then you've got Holmlund and the other guy. And then you've got your back five as well. I shouldn't call him the other guy. Holmlund and Marita, the number 5. But it's definitely a back five. But then look at Quenda, the way he steps forward there as soon as they get the ball. Look at how high Quenda is there, and then he'll move back into a back five. I'm not going to analyse it terribly like that, but, you know, just in the first few minutes, you can really see how the shape works. Good cross into the box, headed away, corner to Manchester City. Foggy says, does Simpson Pussy shave? I haven't even seen him yet. I don't know what he looks like. Oh, Mohammed says his name is pronounced PSE. Well, he can piss off, mate, because it looks like pussy. So you can't take a name and turn it into something else. What shall I call myself? Mark Goldbridge. You know. Oh, no. Pusey's wide open here, says Freshwater. It's going downhill here. It's going downhill. It's like the 90s. Nuts magazine's going to be out on that shelf in a minute. I've got the Liverpool game on as well. Liverpool have started off really well. He'll shoot from there. Why didn't he shoot from there? He'll shoot now. Good block. Yeah, I should just give you the Liverpool team as well. Man City have scored. Oh, no. What's going on? Hammer him out. Foden. Oh, fuck off, Foden, with your shit celebration. You've been shit for weeks, mate. Man City scam. He's a decent player, Foden, isn't he? I didn't see the goal. Rolled out by the goalkeeper. Here we go. Playing out from the back shit again. Look. Yeah. Oh, my God. It's not a good advert, is it? Keeper should save it as well. Basically, it's a shit pass into the midfield. Foden closes it down, and then he shoots straight at the keeper. And I don't know why the keeper doesn't save it. He shoots through Debast. Oh, keeper should save that, really. Keeper should save that. There we go, though. Mark, do a Strictly watch-along. And M. Parker says, do you think Pusey can handle a 4v1? I saw something ridiculous the other day. It was on... Somebody put it on Twitter. It was a clip of this girl. When I say girl, she was in her 20s. And she was basically saying, hi, everybody. I've just had a train of 20. And next year I'm training up for 100. Well, she hadn't been on a bloody Aviva train. Let's just put it that way. I bet Simpson's okay. Michael Martinez. It's getting a bit crude here. So anyway, Man City are 1-0 up here. Hammer him out. Not my words. It was the keeper's fault. It was. Although, to be fair, as much as it was the keeper's fault, it was passing out from the back again. I mean, Man United are crap at that. Don't worry about that, hammering. We can do that. It's all Man City at the moment. Hi, Mark. Just wondered what your thoughts are on Edu leaving, and do you think it's a big setback? Sorry, not watched first bit of the podcast yet, says Kieran Parsons. Another shot, and it just goes wide from Man City. They're all over them at the moment. That was Kovacic. We want Crudebridge, says Jide. And Ross says, can you call everyone letting off fireworks and frightening my dog or other people dogs a bunch of prat? My dog's currently hiding under a blanket. Yeah, fireworks night in the UK tonight. Not a good night for dogs and Guy Fawkes, actually. But he has become very famous posthumously. But yeah, I mean, look, it's not nice for dogs, is it? What we talk? Oh, Edu from Parsons. Hold on. Gyökeres is through. Is he going to score in his one-on-one? Oh my God! It's all going wrong. It's all going wrong. He's just fluffed his Orgison. Running through one-on-one, tries to chip the keeper. I've seen better chips at McDonald's. It was absolute shite. Good game, though. You know what? I can see the similarities between, like, Rasmus and Gyökeres. Zeno says, I bet Simpson's favourite instruction is to put it in the box. Haaland! Good save by the keeper. I tell you what, this is a good game. There's a lot of chances in it. Jelly Sheen says, a keeper who can't save, Amorin will love him. At United. Going back to the Edu thing, though. Look, Edu's done a good job at Arsenal, but he didn't buy a striker. I mean, look, I think it was a shock that he's leaving Arsenal, but what if you go and get a better sporting director? Why did Gyökeres do that? Why did he even try and chip him? I'd have gone closer and hit it at his legs. At least it's on target. Good play down the right-hand side. That'll go for a goal kick. Everyone's waiting to see Pussy getting a walloping. Cameron23 says Pussy is flapping. I just want to see Pussy. I haven't even seen him yet. Might see him now. He's number 66. What's he all about? Let's hope he doesn't have a few hairy moments. Oh, I can do this all night. Okay, I've seen a picture now. I know what I'm looking at. Jamais Simpson Pussy is an English footballer. He was born in Huddersfield. Don't get names like that in Huddersfield, do you? Apparently, he loves to tackle. Pussy likes a good tackle and idolises Sergio Ramos. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Amorim out. Gyökeres out, says Tim. Nice ball to the back post. What a take that is by Sabio. And, oh my God, that control was so good. I personally don't know what directors of football are out there for Arsenal to get, but apparently Mikel is going to have a big say on who we hire, says Kieran. Yeah, look, you might get a better you might get a worse sporting director, and I think that's what everybody sort of fears, isn't it? But you might also get a better one. This is why I don't like a back three system. Quickly turns into a back five. I hope we play attacking wing backs at United, says JJ. Well, I was doing a video on the United stand this morning, and we had a sporting fan who sent us a load of information on Amorim, and he basically said, against 80% of the league, he'll make you very, very good. But when you play the better teams, it will be quite defensive because unless you've got the players to beat the better teams, the system has its vulnerabilities. So basically he said the system is very, very good and it will work against most teams. But when you play a team that's got better players, it can be a little bit defensive. Celtic versus Leipzig is full of action, Mark. Boo City, says Mozza. Yeah, but I'm watching this because it's Amorin, basically. I'm looking, look, lovely play out from the back there. This is good. Look at the speed of them as well. Look at the numbers forward here. Quenda's got it on the right. There's so many options. 4 players forward there. But Man City won't mind that as they play through. Still 0-0 between Liverpool and Leipzig. By the way, Levurkusen. Liverpool and Levurkusen. Lots of football tonight. I'd love it if... You know what I would have loved to have seen happen? You know, like Pep and Amorim had the little handshake. I'd love it if Amorim had got him in a headlock and went, you little fucker. You wait till I get to England, you little twat. Love it. It'd be an instant legend. There is some championship games tonight. And... God, there's a lot of football going on tonight. Just looking in the championship. Plymouth are playing Portsmouth. That must be something to do with the sea. Sheffield Wednesday beating Norwich. No, only 1 goal in the Champions League 8 o'clock games, and we've seen it here. And it's Man City on the attack again. Good tackle on Sabio. Sporting will clear it. The chat's having a great time tonight. Is this Pussy good, Mark? Says Dylan. I could never comment. A true man never says. Imagine if Pussy was Brazilian with that hair, says Zeno. Pussy is good on the ball, says Rahil. If you could take 2 Sporting players to United, who, says Marcus? I don't watch Sporting enough to say that. I'd probably say definitely take one of their centre-backs if we're going to play 3 centre-backs. And I suppose it would be Quenda, who's the young right-back. I think he's only 17. He's not really a right-back, actually. I think he plays wing. Yeah, or Humlen or Gyökeres. AC Milan have scored. Goal Milano, says Emilo. Thank you very much for that, mate. Mark D says this is the funniest chat ever. Here we go. Here's Quenda down the right-hand side. He's only 17 years old and he plays a shit pass. He got the Goldbridge jinx there. Here's Haaland. 1 touch. Oh, I tell you what. The space was there then. 1 ball. That all comes from Quenda. And look how quickly Man City transitioned. Lovely ball into Haaland. Whoever played that, it was magnificent. And on his right foot, I think it was Nunez into Haaland. He's on his right foot and it's wild. If it rains, how wet do you think Pussy will get, says Parker. And Kieran Parsons says, last one from me, predictions versus Inter versus... You've got Kieran Parsons putting in super chats about serious Arsenal topics. And then they've got the rest of you trying to think of funny things you can say about Pussy. That Pussy seems quite... No, yeah, that Pussy seems quite tight at the back, says Zeno, to be fair. Apologies. Still 0-0 between Leverkusen and Liverpool. Shot straight at Kelleher. Oh, look at Gyökeres there. Very strong. Up against Pussy. Pussy. He's up against him. And the Pussy... Simpson Pussy blocks it. I've got to get the first name in. How do we pronounce his name? Just seriously. Is it Pussy? Simpson Pussy. Pussy. Thank you, Ty. Well, even if it's not, they're never going to be there on TNT going, good play at the back there from Pussy. He needs to loosen up, says Jasper. Well, he was stretched there by Gyökeres. Handball! That was a handball. Hit Pussy on the hand. That was a handball. He plays centre-back, Fuge. Fraser, thank you very much. Do you ever think we could see Chris Wood? Okay, I can't do any more of this. You know Chippy Chips is talking about Wood and Man City's centre-back. And Liam, thank you very much as well. I've got that Champions League ball, by the way. I've got to give it a shout out. That is actually an official Champions League ball there. I'll tell you what, just handling that ball, you know when you've got like the proper balls, it just makes you want to put a pair of boots on and blast the shit out of it. None of those cheap imitation balls. It's apps. You can just feel that I'm going to bend that in the top corner. Absolutely fantastic. I do like my balls, as you know. Fireworks outside Anfield. I'm a big fan of Bonfire Night, actually, even though I'm sat watching or stood watching a game with you. I do like Bonfire Night. Just memories of a kid going to packed out fields with big fires and big fireworks and hot dogs. They used to do mushy peas with mint sauce in as well. I don't know whether they do that. They are annoying if you don't want them, though. Like, there's nothing more annoying than a big bloody firework display when you want to watch a bit of Netflix. Why do you have bonfire nights, says Christian? Basically, I think it was in the 1700s. There was a guy called Guy Fawkes, and he basically was part of a plot to assassinate the Parliament and government of the time, and they rented a room below the Houses of Parliament, filled it up with gunpowder, and basically were going to light it and blow up the Houses of Parliament with all the politicians in it. Anyway, he got caught guarding it and basically was quite badly tortured, and the bonfire basically comes from the fact that it would have been a gunpowder plot, and a traditional bonfire has a dummy Guy Fawkes put on it. Yeah, HBO show Gunpowder with Jon Snow explains it all. Yeah, it's very, very, very good, but very, very barbaric. Donald Trump or Harris? Not for me. Not involved. Man City on the attack. I think he's offside there. Anyway, I meant to give you the team news, didn't I, for Liverpool and Leverkusen. So Liverpool are lining up with Kelleher, Trent, Kanate, Van Dijk, Tsimikas, Jones, Gravenberch, McAllister, Salah, Diaz, Gakpo. Very strong Liverpool side. They're taking it very seriously, which I think is good for the Champions League. I'm not massively sure about this new format, but everybody is picking strong teams. Boniface and Wirtz, Xhaka, Palacios, Garcia, Grimaldo, Frimpong, Tapsoba, Tar, Hincapi, Haradiki in goal for Leverkusen. And of course, Xabi Alonso is the manager. Dean says, random question, but how did you come to support Man United when growing up? Well, it's not a random question. It's a bloody well-asked question. Hold on, Man City. He's kept it in. I mean, I must have answered it about a million times. My granddad loved the Busby Babes, especially Duncan Edwards. So I basically grew up watching VHS videos of Manchester United and the story of Manchester United, and that was it for me, thankfully, because Liverpool were the best team at the time. Glad I chose to watch the Formula 1 on Sunday and not that Borefest United, says Liam Devonred. Yeah, but Formula 1's boring. Verstappen's still going to bloody win. Zeno says, last one, what's your thoughts on Poussey so far? It's the first time I've seen him, and it looks okay. Corner to Man City. Appreciate that. Have you seen Garnacho's story on Instagram? No, but you know I'm going to go and have a look at it. Look at my story on Instagram. I haven't got one. Oi, oi. Make it personal. I think he's talking about the criticism, isn't he? Well, yeah, I think he will respond to it. I think he will respond to it. I think all the best players respond to criticism by looking to prove people wrong. Mark, are you going to be in the Sidemen charity game, says Jay? I mean, you never really do hear anything anyway, but I don't know. I don't know. I've been very unfortunate in both games, really, as a manager. I would like the opportunity to put it right. I mean, I think Billy Wingrove has it very easy, if I'm being honest with you. I think you know, Billy Wingrove. I think you could put bloody Guy Fawkes in charge and they'd still win. But I hope you are going to be in the Sidemen charity game, says Jay. Thank you. Is it me or Sporting has been shockingly bad, says Ali. And Sporting are not holding up against the City press, says Rahul. Jaron Lewis says, my little cousin is making a debut at centre-back. Good luck and proud. Thank you very much, Jaron. Appreciate that. I don't know what game he's talking about, but let us know. I mean, look, to be honest with you, statistically, it ain't looked good for Sporting, has it? Man City have been completely and utterly dominant, and as we know at the moment with Manchester City, they're not actually playing that well in the Premier League. But look at them here. They've had 74% possession, 5 shots to Sporting's 1. It's not holding up very well at the moment, if we're being completely honest. Still 0-0 between Liverpool and Leverkusen, yes. Cleared away. Man City look in the mood tonight. There's a joke there, but we'll leave it. We'll leave it. Right, here's Gyökeres down the left-hand side. Powerful run. Needs some support. Where's all this passing we like to see? There we go. That's better. The nice little one-time passing that we've seen from Sporting. We saw a little bit there. Mark, do you mentor other creators in the industry, says JM? I mean, there's a lot of creators in the industry that started off with my channel. So, you know, whether they like it or not, that's a fact. Their big start started with the United Stand. So, I mean, yeah, you can call it that. And I'm always willing to help people out if they want a bit of advice. You know, I'm actually very proud of where this, whatever this is gone in the last 10 years from when I started out to where we are now. When I started off, every fan channel was basically owned by a media company, and the vast majority are now independent, which is great. We need Sheikh Jazim to win the charity match, says Ali. Another cross in by Man City. Come on, Sporting, you need to get a little bit of the ball going here. Free kick on Homeland. Dewald says, I want Man United to succeed so bad, but why am I not entirely convinced by what I'm seeing tonight? Maybe because they're not technically that good, says Dewald. Look, I can always play the pragmatic game, devil's advocate. And, you know, I like the idea of Amorim. I like the idea of going for a coach that's in a job instead of what's available. But there is also the very, very compelling argument of, well, hello, what about Ten Hag with Ajax, who had a very good style and a very good play and was very successful in the Champions League and in the Eredivisie. And people can say, well, the Eredivisie is not as good as the Portuguese league. Why not? Why is it not? So, you do have that argument that as exciting as Amorim is, he's inheriting a bunch of players that we know are very inconsistent. And does the system travel to the Premier League? It's going to be interesting. I said it on the United Stand tonight. Look, I think that you've got a massive collection of players at Manchester United. Haaland nearly scored there from a header, cleared off the line. It was a looping header from the far post. You've got a massive collection of Man United players that aren't good enough. You're basically going to give them a manager who is going to basically give them a completely different system, and you're going to hope that they're going to react to that. Now, Rangnick, Ten Hag, Ollie, Mourinho all played a back four. He wants to play with three centre backs. It's going to be very interesting. Gott says, "Are you going to play GTA 6 when it comes out? If I'm still alive." I mean, it's not like it's coming out next week, is it? This and our own match should prove to Arsenal that Gyökeres is ready for Arsenal. Even also, if you add one rule to the Premier League, what would it be? One rule to the Premier League. It would have to be to do with officiating. I would make a separate entity that runs VAR. You look at Coots, who was refereeing the West Ham match for Man United against Man United, and then this week he's on VAR. I would have two separate entities. KJM says, "What's the best Christmas present you've ever had?" What, a present or what somebody did? I mean, sometimes you can have a Christmas present just because it's Christmas that doesn't happen any other day of the year from the other half, if you know what I mean. But no, best present I've ever had is my Sabutio set when I was about 9. Oh, just brilliant. Brilliant. I was thinking about it last night. I took it to my grandparents because we were having Christmas dinner and the day there. And I just took it in the back of the car. It was massive. And then they had this dining room that they never used. So I just set myself up in there for the whole day. It was brilliant. Is this Sporting team better than United? I think it would beat United because it's got a plan. Do you think the Glazers are the reason Ten Hag failed? I think they got a hold of Amorim. He would fail as well, says Dylan. Well, I'll have to wait and see, mate. Why are you, Wallies, comparing a club legend whose budget is infinite versus a club with a budget a third of Benfica's, says Treble Champ. Dean says, what's your best or favourite United merch that you own? Well, I don't know where it is. I think it's at the mother-in-law's in the loft. I've got the Man United Old Trafford Lego set, which apparently you can't buy anymore. And I've never built it. So that for me is like, I love Lego and I love Old Trafford. So that's good. But I'd probably say I've got 2 original Man United kits. The black one that Cantona wore when he got sent off. Not the actual one, but that one. And I've also got the blue. Oh, great save by the keeper. Cross by Foden into Haaland. Hit it on the half volley. Lots of power on his left foot, but it was straight at the keeper, but he still makes a good save. Yeah, I've got the away kit that Man United played in the early 90s with the black paint splattering on it, which I love as well. Old Trafford, Man United Lego set. It's a retired product. You can still buy the. You can still buy the. You can still buy the Home Alone house. I've got that as well. Got it. Completed it. Still 0-0 between Liverpool and Leverkusen. Have you seen the Terrifier movies, says Dex? I don't need to. I don't need to. Emil says, what are your thoughts on Diamonde and Gyökeres? I mean, Gyökeres, I can see it. You know, I know he missed that chance, but you can see it. I think he'd work very well in the Premier League. I think he's a typical old-fashioned striker. He's quick. I mean, he's no Erling Haaland, but I think he'd work in the Prem, and he's obviously mobile. I mean, you can't say he's a great finisher having missed them one-on-one, but I see the attraction. What do you think of Ruben tactically in this game, says Gurav? I think they're struggling, mate. I think they are struggling, but you are against the best coach in the world with some of the best players, even though they've left a few out. But yeah, I think they've struggled. And to be honest, you know, you've got Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, Kovacic, Savio, Erling Haaland. They've still got some really good players on the pitch, and it's forcing them back rather than forward. Contrarian says, with the Old Trafford Lego set, does the roof have a hole in it? Ten Hag's system in Ajax was not his. It was Ajax. Every manager plays the same there with only a little tweaking, says Casper. Still a system, though, isn't it? Is this Sporting team better than the United team? We've done that, Josh. Thank you very much. Buy the light for the Home Alone house, Mark. It gives some real character. Yeah, I would like to get them, actually. That's a good idea. Why is Haaland so bold on the side of his head? It's his hairstyle. It won't be long till it's 2-0 here, Man City. Bernardo Silva into the box. That's a goal kick. Free kick here for Liverpool. Just keeping an eye on it. What time will they announce the winner of the election if you're from America, by the way? Good luck. Good luck. It's your political future at the end of the day. Just waiting to see this Trent free kick. It's right on the edge of the box. This could be a goal for Liverpool. It's a really good position. Quite central. Edge of the box. Trent. Yeah, I wish I'd never asked about what time, because people are saying 10 p.m, 6 a.m. Not before Thursday. Ian H. Drummer makes a good point. When it's an American president with two very different policies, it's the world's future as well. Anyway, let's have a look what Trent's future is here for Liverpool. It's a really good position. You've seen these go in before. Up he steps. Hits the top of the wall, goes for a corner. Senorita, I've got to meet her. Who's that girl? Who sang that? Senorita, I got to meet her. Who's that girl? No, 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 da dum ba dum ba. Who's that girl? Reese says, oh, just by the way, Champions League watch-along, it's a tradition. Erling Haaland's in. Good defending. I think the centre-backs for Sporting have actually played very well. Diamonde, De Bast, the other one. They've been under a lot of pressure. Oh, Bernardo Silva just shoots wide. They're getting overrun, basically. Oh, here we go. GDS stating the obvious. It was Madonna. Well done. How much can you bench press, says Dexbox? Ooh, easily 50. Reese says, I think Amorim will do well, as I think he will be another puppet for Man United. When I look at Amorim, he looks like a soft Build-A-Bear with no backbone. The Ruben Amorin to United headline is overhyped, in my opinion. In fact, Reese said he won't do well, Amorim, at Manchester United. There you go. Thanks for the super chat, Reese, but controversial. Grizzly bear versus a crocodile. Who would win? Oh, sorry, I've got to answer that. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Who would win between a grizzly bear and a crocodile? Lovely! Gyökeres! He's in again! He gets away from Puse! And he scores this time! 1-1! Sporting time! Gyökeres scores for Sporting. And Puse is put on his arse as Gyökeres bullies him to the ground and whacks it past Edison. And it's a goal. Goal Sporting. Goal Gyökeres. Goal, 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 goal. There we go. For all their domination, we're 1-1 at half time. Did well there. I mean, I think this finish is a lot better. I mean, it's a lovely ball. Is it Quenda? Quenda into Gyökeres. Does really well. It's a much harder finish, that. Lovely finish. Really good. Really good. He has, you know what? I've got to get this right. Gyökeres, Rasmus is almost similar to Gyökeres, isn't he? Like, obviously Gyökeres looks the better player, but there are aspects that you could see that maybe, hopefully, this season at least, Amorim can, you know, get something similar out of him, because they really utilise their striker so well. And this is something I've said so many times. He's already had 2 really good chances in this game, because they're really focused on creating chances for their striker. Love it. We don't do that at United. So that's a big, big thing. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Puse was not ready for Gyökeres tonight, says Ben Jr. It's CJR says Gyökeres destroys the Puse, and sloppy defending from Puse says, you know, chippy chips, and thank you very much for that. Do you think Gyökeres will follow Amorim to United, says Brett? I think he'd like to. I think he's hinted that he wants to play in a higher league than this, and I think he will leave this summer. But as I said, he could be quite useful for an Arsenal. Look, it's an audition for him tonight. A lot of people will be watching this. They're breaking away again, Sporting. They've got a 3v3. They're very good in these situations. And that's a shot over the bar. But they're very good at that. Trincao shoots over the bar, but they're so quick in the transition. I think what I would say about Sporting from a United point of view in this game is that you can very clearly see the 3-4-3, which a lot of the time has been a 5-2-3. You can see the shape there. It's very, very clear. But you can also see when they get the ball, the transition is very, very quick and everybody knows where everybody is. Parker says, I've got a theory. The fact that Forest and Brighton shot by Vardial. He's been brilliant at that this season. In fact, it wasn't Vardial. It was that brilliant. He turned into Nunez. Nunez with the shot. It was straight at the keeper, though. Parker says, I have a theory. The fact that Forest and Brighton are so high is not that they're good, but that their top teams aren't that great anymore. They are average. Well, there you go. There we are. There we go. Hardmon says, I was wondering where my members badge is. Yeah, you probably got it on the nightstand. It doesn't transfer over. Well, the Sporting keeper's been busy, but Sporting are level here. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're on We're on 266,900. We're only 100 away from 267,000. So please do subscribe. Get involved with That's Football. We've got loads of watch-alongs this week. Got 3 big ones in the Premier League as well this weekend. Brighton entertain City. Villa against Liverpool at Anfield on Saturday night at 8 o'clock. I hate 8 o'clock games on a Saturday night, but that will be good. And obviously Chelsea, Arsenal on Sunday. So lots of good games in the title race. Liverpool, Villa, Arsenal go to Chelsea, and Man City go to Brighton. Surely there will be dropped points again. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. But I feel like Sporting are starting to grow into this game. Man City have been very dominant, but they are growing into it. Bloody hell, we've got nearly 20,000 people watching. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Mally says, do you think United will go for Homeland from Sporting in the summer because of Amorim? So he's going for Gyökeres and he's going for Homeland. Well, he better have about 150 million quid because they don't go cheap from Sporting. I'll tell you that for free. Still 0-0 for Liverpool, by the way. Salah's just had a shot, but still 0-0 in that game. They're just about approaching half-time, just the same as us, funnily enough. Lee Berman's gifted a membership, by the way. Thank you very much to that. Will Amorim be for the Leicester game, says Rolls-Royce. I would imagine Milan are winning 2-1 in the Bernabeu, by the way. Morata has just scored. I don't know whether he'll go to the Leicester game at Old Trafford. It might be a bit of a distraction, but I'm sure he'll be watching it. Sporting transitioning again fast, but it's cleared away. Leverkusen have scored. There's a handball in the build-up there. Surely they're going to go back. Frimpong was offside. I think he handballed it. Kelleher beaten by pure power. But it looks like, yeah, they're not going to give that. They've not given it. Handball in the build-up. Does Pusey look a bit raw? Says Ruby. You're going to... just... Mark, if I offered you right now 8th place in Conference League football next season, would you take it? Says Fax. What? Why would I take a shit season? No, absolutely not. I want the title. No, I want Champions League football. Now, we can get that by winning the Europa League, or we can get that by getting into the top 5. At the moment, top 5 looks like a pipe dream. So, a bit like a Simpson. Anyway, I bet he has a lot of pipe. No. I'm not going to that level. Yeah, the Europa League could be a possibility, though. Ollie was transition manager. We need manager for low blocks, says Ash G. And Daniel Barnes says, I remember Ollie playing a back 3 with Shaw on the left of the 3. I think Maguire, Shaw and Lindelof will like that system and want to stay, says Daniel. Mate, Ollie used to play a back 6. When he went to a back 5, it was just so he could have 7 at the back and not get beat. Let's be honest. Good half of football, though. I have enjoyed it. Yellow card here. I'd need to see that one again. Kovacic. I hate the font on the Man City shirt as well. It's shit. Whoever thought that was a good font? It's rubbish. Hoyland and Xerxes would have lost that race and got bullied in that 1v1. This is Abraham. And Andrew Ogden says, I still think Amorim's going to use wingers like Garnacho and Rashford. He plays wing-backs, not wingers. Andrew Ogden says, do you still think Amorim's going to use wingers like Garnacho and Rashford? He plays wing-backs and wingers, and the 2 attacking midfielders play way too central. You've probably watched one Sporting game, mate, against their hardest game of the season. The majority of their games, I mean, look how high Quenda is at the moment when they've got the ball. He's a winger. Predominantly, if you play out wide in a Sporting system, you are attacking a lot more than this. But obviously they're playing one of the best teams in the world, so they have been more defensive. So, I don't know. Sometimes he plays wingers there. Sometimes he might play full wing-backs there. I think it's very hard to predict who will be successful and who won't be. I feel like I'm getting a cold, by the way. I don't want a cold. I just don't want one. Anyway, it's half time here, and it's 1-1. And I just want to say, Ron says, would you kill me if it meant winning the league? No. I still think Amorin's going to... Hoyland's... Okay, we've done that one. Thanks for your super chats. So let me just pause it on there, because that's the first place that I want to start here, is with the statistics. So 74% possession for Manchester City, 11 shots to Sporting's 3, 5 shots on target to their 2. The fact that it's 1-1 is a bit of a mismatch. Having said that, when you look at the chances, Gyökeres' goal was very good, and he missed an even easier one-on-one. So Manchester City will probably feel that they shouldn't be drawing the game, but Sporting have been a threat. I think the plan here is that if you think this is the way Sporting play every week, you're wrong. And if you think that this is a true indication of how Amorin wants to play, you're wrong. They're basically playing quite deep and quite counter-attacking, because they're playing against one of the best teams in the world. But even saying that, you can see how the system works. There are 3 centre-backs there. There are 2 wide players that, when they've got the ball, move forward very quickly. But when they haven't got the ball, it has become a back 5, I agree. You've got that double pivot, and then you've got 2 attacking midfielders behind a very central striker. What I like is probably what we already know. In that 45 minutes against the very good Man City side, you've seen 2 big chances for Gyökeres. One of them he's taken. Up front for Manchester United, whether you're playing Leicester or Liverpool, you're not getting chances like that, because that's not the focus of the team. And I think it's that ideology and personality which I'm really looking forward to at United. We don't prioritise creating chances for a striker. We just don't do it. We don't prioritise quick little movements to play people into the penalty box. And Sporting clearly do. So even those very basic principles I will look forward to. I think when they've got the ball, they're desperately trying to be, as a collective, they know where everybody is. And that's why, with 26% possession, they've still managed to carve open 2 really good opportunities, because a team that knows each other doesn't panic. And that's why they've managed to really exploit Man City twice. So look, you know, it's an interesting game. I would certainly say that. But also, you've got to acknowledge that there's a lot of respect for Man City, and at times it has been quite defensive. Wonder when City have lost 3 in a row if Sporting managed to win here, says Connor. And would you go on I'm a Celebrity? If so, for how much, says William. How long is I'm a Celebrity? And yeah, that's how long. That's what I want to know. Josh Burke says half a lemon, chopped ginger and honey, Mark. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Still lots of people talking about that Man City centre-back. It's 2 to 3 weeks. I would go on I'm a Celebrity for 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, let's be honest, I'd probably win it. I mean, God, the stories I have on here with you lot about Agony Bridge, controversial opinion. I meant to say that. If you've got any agony issues you want to get out there, we can answer those. If you've got any controversial either-ors, let us know about those. How much would I go on it for? Real. You want me to be real? $250,000. Opinions, Gary Martin of Faroe Islands, second league, says Mez. Don't have any. Partip says, so basically Amorin ball is sit back and counter. No, I just spent 2 minutes talking about why Sporting are playing like this, and you don't bloody listen. He says, because all they did in the first half, and he coached the team for 2 years. Mate, do you not understand football? Right, 90% of the time that Sporting play, they create loads of chances and they play on the front foot. But when they play a team that's one of the best teams in the world, you're not going to go on the front foot and leave yourself wide open when they've got 74% of the possession, because they're going to win about 9-0. You've just got to soak it up against Man City. They've got better players and a better system. What's your opinion on the Kwanzaa Astrid Wet DM leaks, says Dima. Oh, mate, I hope you're joking. I mean, look, didn't the Chelsea striker do something similar as well? Brains in their feet, shit in their head. They're not necessarily role models, are they? I mean, fucking hell. I don't know. Standards. I think Rashford might play just behind Højlund in Trincão's spot, with Bruno possibly moving to the pivot, given the many long balls from that position, says Abhijit. Either or for spiders or snakes and rats. You put three things there. You can't do an either or on three things. Jason. I wouldn't like snakes over all of that lot. Mez says either or, eat a cockroach or watch City win the next 5 Premier Leagues. Oh, I'd eat a cockroach. Cockroach. We got chances under Ten Hag. The players just couldn't pass it to the runner or shoot on target. I do not see anything groundbreaking here, says D-Tex. Reese is back again, and he says, Pep Guardiola is not a good manager, as he only went to big clubs with big money and never challenged himself at a small club. Don't you agree, Mark? I do. I don't think there's anything controversial about that. I think Pep Guardiola is a very, very good coach, but I also think it would have been great to see him go and challenge himself at a more difficult club, yes. He has sort of gone to places where you know he's going to be successful because they're massively successful clubs. What do you think of the system, says Andre? I think we spoke about that. Thank you very much. William says, get in the SAS. Who dares wins? Military Bridge. Palmer or Foden, says Brad. At the moment, Palmer. And Rahil says, it's about picking your battles. That's why Erik Ten Hag failed, is because he didn't have a plan B. Tactical dynamism makes a good coach, says Rahil. And I hope Rodrigo leaves Real, gets too disrespected, says Tanishk. I genuinely think Mbappe was a risk. That system that Real Madrid had last year was fantastic, with Bellingham sort of ahead of the midfield, and then Vinny and Rodrigo sort of wide forwards. I thought it worked really, really well. And they've disrupted it. And I'm sure it might end up working, but it's definitely disrupted them, and they're conceding more goals because of it. Definitely. Kieran says, there's no way that Amorim wins 2 trophies in 2 years, so how do you judge it? I was talking to a Liverpool fan today, and I said, whatever you want to say, how we won that FA Cup last season was remarkable, because we knocked Liverpool out, and we beat Man City in the final, and we were shit last year. So, yeah. Mbappe at Madrid suffers how he did in the Euros, says William. And Trucker says, so if you're set up this way at home versus City or Liverpool, you'd be okay. Yes. I'm just trying to think of how to answer it in a very fair way. And at the end of the day, if they went expansive against Man City, they'd be 4-0 down. So somebody just said it there. It's about having a plan B, isn't it? Like, if you are walking into a lion's den with a breadstick, are you going to climb the tree and try and hide, or are you going to fight it with a breadstick? Well, it's very brave of you to be brave, but you're going to get eaten. So I think that Man United are bloody miles off. We're not going to play... It's not like Amorim's going to come into United and in a month when we play Man City go, there's a 3-4-3, go and beat the best team in the league for the last 5 years. It won't work. We're going to have to be ridiculously patient. Chocolate or sweets, Mark, says Salad Boy. Definitely chocolate now. Always would have been sweets, but there are elements of chocolate that are just a little bit better for you, aren't they? Whereas sweets are not. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're only 20 subscribers away from 267,000. So thanks everyone for getting involved on That's Football. We've got Arsenal versus Inter tomorrow night, so you can join us for that. Thanks everyone who's getting involved. Some fantastic banter and chat as per usual on here. So thanks everyone who's getting involved. Liverpool set up this way against Chelsea. So what? People don't understand what they're talking about. Look, if you're somebody that's going to criticise a manager for playing pragmatically against one of the best teams, then I don't know where you've been, because Sir Alex Ferguson would play against Wenger's Arsenal with a team that had won 2 titles in a row, and he'd play pragmatically and counter, because he knew that if he went toe-to-toe with Wenger's Arsenal, they'd wipe the floor with us. So we'd beat them on energy and aggression. You still win. You're still holding up the Premier League title at the end. These pundits dissing Sporting's goal unreal, says Scott Hargreaves. There's nothing wrong with that goal. I mean, I've played the game. So basically, Gyökeres is running through and he tries to finish with his shot, and it sort of, the way he shoots, it sort of makes the ball flip up. But what he's actually trying to do is wedge it anyway. I mean, so anybody who's criticising Gyökeres for a lucky finish, there is an element of luck, the way the ball bounces up. But that's only because he mistimes it. If he actually timed it perfectly, he's trying to dink it over the keeper anyway, and it goes in. So it's a bit like Rooney's. Do they disrespect Rooney's overhead kick against Man City where he shinned it? The point is, Rooney was trying to overhead kick that ball into the back of the net and it went in. And Gyökeres was trying to dink that over the goalkeeper and it did. Yes, there was an element of fortune to it, but he's still trying to do what he did. He wasn't trying to hit the fucking corner flag, was he? The problem I think he will have is he won't be able to move on players that don't suit his system. Absolutely spot on, John. Dave raises a good point. Do you have any red flags on Amorim's appointment? Look, I backed Ten Hag to the end. I don't think managers are the problem at Manchester United, but you can't sack players, so you have to sack the manager. The cycle continues. My red flag with Amorim is we have been here before. Why didn't Mourinho be successful? He was one of the greatest managers in the world. Why didn't Ten Hag be successful? He was the hipster coach. Why didn't Ollie be successful? He started off really well with the whole club behind him and the players. Why wasn't Van Gaal successful, who came in very experienced and with a lot of self-belief? They all ended up sacked. So Amorim coming in, I'm very excited about it, but I'm also not foolish enough to think that we could be back here in 2.5 years. And I think it's a great point from John that the biggest problem will be we know the system, but we knew this. I mean, we knew Rangnick's system. We've seen it with Austria. We've seen it before. We know Mourinho's system. We knew Ten Hag's system. But if you can't get the players to do it, your system will fail. So that is my red flag, is I can see what he wants to do, but can he do it? Hi, Mark. Scotland or Ireland, one to let go, says Tane. Well, I'd let Scotland go because I lived in Ireland and I love Ireland. So, but I wouldn't. I'm not anti-Scotland. If I had to let one go, it would have to be Scotland because I lived in Ireland. But I like Scotland. I've not been everywhere in Scotland, but I like the look of Edinburgh. Yeah. Matthew's stunned, shocked and horrified. Yeah, my editor is Scottish, but, the hairy lemons in Ireland. That's not a metaphor by any. On the night we've been talking about the Man City centre-back, people might get the wrong idea about hairy lemon. It's a pub. Do you have... the problem I think I've done that from John. Can Sporting win this and can Gyökeres score more goals than Haaland in the Champions League, says Joe. I think Man United should set up in a 4-1-4-1 formation as it's hard to break down and you can counter with it, says Reese. Yeah, but why buy a manager with a distinctive system and then play something else? 100T Frankie says lions can climb trees, Mark. Yeah, I just kick it in the head. People always say that, right? You know, if you see a lion or you see a bear, don't climb a tree because it can climb up. What happened in Revenge of the Sith? If you've got the higher ground, you're laughing. And people say it will throw a claw. Have you ever took a kick to the face? Going down. Oh, we'll come up there with his big claws roaring. He'll be bloody roaring, crying when he gets a bloody good stamp in the face. I mean, granted, you better not be a bloody Timo Werner. I mean, Timo Werner's getting it, isn't he? Timo, just kick it in the face. I've missed. Yeah, you're dead. You're dead, Timo. But yeah, if you're up the tree already and it starts, get a bloody stick. If you're quick enough, get up a stick and use your knife to sharpen it, and then you can use it. I've just realised you could just use the knife. Anyway, the players are coming out for the second half. We love a bit of scenario, natural scenario. But yeah, I'd be confident if I was up a tree and a lion was coming up it. I mean, granted, I'd probably be showering the lion with my own shit, but I'd be confident that I could land a kick if my life depended on it. You're not going to just lie there, and you're not just going to sit there and cry, are you? What about a bear? My biggest problem with the bear would be, as it's climbing the tree falls down, because then you're fucked. Right, we're up and running here. Goldio says, am I alone in finding Pep the most irritating bloke in modern football? He's disingenuous, he's smug and he's arrogant. My man called Southampton a superb team! It's 2-1 to Sporting! Stick that up your arse, Pep! Amorin ball's right in there. Absolutely fantastic start by Sporting. What are you talking about now? Sporting take the lead. It's 2-1. And it's a goal. Edison can't believe it. Lovely stuff. I didn't even see it myself. I'm just watching it back now. It starts from the kickoff. I'm looking at the goalkeeper here. So Sporting have the ball. They go back to the centre-back. Look at this. Look at this for a goal. Oh, my God. This is going to get played back. Oh, my God. What a goal. What a goal. Amorin ball. Fucking hell. Someone call the bloody police. Because that was absolutely murder of Manchester City. I think that goal is going to go down in folklore. They've played it out from the back all the way through them. What a goal. That goal was absolutely no look. Right the way from the back to the front. About 6 passes. Sign me up. Sign me up. It was just a brilliant goal. And they're playing with confidence now. He's going to the box. Oh, penalty! 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 It's a penalty! Oh my God, Vardiel can't believe it. It's all going on here. They're getting battered. What a start to this half. It's a penalty for Sporting. And it was. You probably don't get them in the Premier League, but you definitely get them in Portugal. Nah, he doesn't get the ball. Makes an attempt to win it. That's a penalty. Absolutely spot on. Great decision. Trincao goes down. And it could be 3-1. Pep can't believe it. He's like, where's Michael Oliver? Where's Michael Oliver? This don't happen to us in the Prem. Where's Howard? Somebody get Howard on the phone. I can't help you, Pep. I don't have responsibility for UEFA. Oh, that's why we don't win this very often. What do they want us to do? Win fairly? Gyökeres steps up. This could be a goal. Goal scorer was Arahu, by the way. The second goal, which was absolutely brilliant. Watch that back. But this could be 3-1. Gyökeres up against Edison. He looks focused. This could be his second goal. It is! It is! It is! Game on! 3-1. Sporting. Manchester City are 3-1 down within 3 minutes of the second half. I don't think it will stay like that. But they've been pounded. They've been absolutely pounded. Pep can't spit. His mouth's gone dry. And then they go to Simpson Pussy. Well, what a start to this second half. Sporting are on fire. Fantastic. I mean, I'm still loving the second goal. And Vardiel, well, in the Premier League, they don't get given. But maybe they should. Dino says, era's come to an end. Amorim. I think that's going to be a banger. I'm nicking it. Pep's financial fair play ball getting absolutely clarted here, says Chapter. Why does it feel like Man United is winning, says Jeffrey. Yeah. I mean, this is about as close as it might get. I like that Quenda. Here they go again. I mean, people were slagging off Sporting at half-time. This is what it's really like. When they get going, they're really good on the ball. What do you think about Sky's and other media's ridiculous number of videos on Amorim? They didn't expect him and now are starting a witch hunt and glorifying or undermining him before he comes, says Tanai. Welcome to the British media. Just got here. How's the game been, says Sebastian? It was okay in the first half. It's on fire now, which is actually quite apt because it's bonfire night in the UK. And God, have we seen a few fireworks. That's like a 5-year-old trying to kick a grown man off a tree, says TJ. And Goldio says, am I alone in finding... I've done that one from Goldio. Thank you very much. BG notes, I feel like Ineos may start cleaning up shop if certain players don't play into the system since this is their guy. Well, Ineos could well do with watching that and going, we want that. Gyökeres said once in a Hungarian interview, his parents are Hungarian and his name is Hungarian. His dream is to play in the Premier League. Possibility for United. Oh, mate, he's definitely auditioning for a transfer in the summer. Whether that's the Premier League or anywhere else, I think he'll definitely be on the move in the summer. As I said, I think he'd be a good Arsenal signing. Elias says, I hate Man City, up the Arsenal. Legends, everybody's tuning in. 25,000 of you. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe. Loving this at the moment. And Akanji's gone down injured. Which I must just add, I'm not loving that. But... Rashi will thrive behind Højlund on this inside. And Fraser says, what are your thoughts on the new Gladiator coming out? I'll certainly be giving it a watch. UK press are creaming, ready to have a field day, says William. What I like about Sporting is how they transition as a team. When you compare that to the way Man United transition, you've either got Bruno looking to hit the Hollywood pass 40 yards, or you've got players with their head down running into a no man's land trying to get a shot off. Whereas what they do is very structured. They know where everybody is and they know if they play a pass and keep running, they'll get it back. And there's a lot of one-touch passing. And look at the time of that goal. That second goal for Sporting will go down in history as one of the great team goals. It was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, that goal. I mean, I've just said on social media there, on X, that that second goal from Sporting was absolutely superb. From back to front, to do that against one of the best teams in the world, that's got to be the aim for Manchester United. And Ineos are responsible for that happening. Because you've got a manager that can clearly do it. So you've got to clear out every barrier to that outcome. Like, you cannot ask him to deliver that style of football with players that can't do it. So they must remove every barrier in the way. And only they can do that. Not him. Well, I've thoroughly enjoyed this. I think it's still 0-0 with Liverpool, by the way. Yep, still 0-0 there. Yeah, it is. Man City look rocked here. I think Sporting have certainly in the second half, it's almost like Amorim said, look, we are giving up too much of the ball. We are giving up too many chances. And look at how the chances correlation is starting to come back now. they've definitely played more ambitious when they've got the ball and quicker. And City are like a wounded animal at the moment. I think Amorin will do just fine with the English media. The way he handled Gary Cotterill was class, says Papa. As United fans are on the edge of the seats here, says HK. Trunkau couldn't survive at Wolves. Now he's slaughtering City. And would this be 3 City losses on the bounce, says Dalty. Well, Doku, Gundogan, Aki and De Bruyne are all warming up, so it shows you what Pep thinks about this. Sporting were the lion all along, and City the pussy, says 100T Frankie. I love the tempo of Sporting, says Patrick Lynch. Fast and fluid, so much better than the slow, ponderous way United play at the moment. And one thing I noticed is Sporting is intense when they play, and Man United players can't run for 5 minutes, says Bips. Sporting have Arsenal next. That's his audition, says Tanishk. He's not there. He's gone. Free kick on the edge of the box for City. Yeah, he's gone for the Sporting game. That's after the international break. He'll be at Man United by then. Amorin says it's CJR. Bring in the manager, the staff and the whole team, says Jason March. Why is Niall Gallagher on commentary, says Josh. Bye-bye Rashford, then lost the pace, lost the energy. No way Man United can progress with a player like him being a top earner, says the plug. I still think Rashford could work in behind the striker, but he'd have to pass. He couldn't be selfish. Like, you can't... It's a great point. I do think Rashford could work in one of the 2 positions behind the striker. But if he gets the ball and shoots from 30 yards every time, he'll be gone. You've got to pass in this system. Without De Bruyne, Rodri and referee, what is Man City, says Arif. Has anyone seen Haaland? He's gone missing again, says Ali. And Esteban says, I've been traumatised as a United fan when Sporting went down a goal. This is how you fight back as a club, and I'm beyond excited. Thank you very much, Esteban. Right, free kick on the edge of the box for Man City here. Good opportunity. Still 0-0 between Liverpool and Leverkusen. It's funny, isn't it? You know, if United hadn't got Amorim, I probably wouldn't have watched this game. I'd have watched Liverpool-Leverkusen. And what a mistake that would have been. This is a good opportunity for City. Right on the edge. Nunez, I think, is going to hit it. This will be United's only win in Europe this season, says Gary. Daniel Wood said it wasn't even a foul. It doesn't matter. It's gone for a corner. It's flicked off the wall. BMW says, I really think Pep should bring Haaland on. It's an interesting debate about Haaland, you know, and I don't agree with the criticism, although the end point is correct. You can neutralise Haaland by marking him out of the game. And if you don't do that, he's the best striker in the world. So it's a double-edged sword, really, for Haaland. If he gets marked out the game, he's redundant. But he is the best striker in the world. So, you know what somebody said to me today on the United stand? You're always saying about Rasmus, if you know, he'd be a brilliant player if he got the service. Well, strikers have to create their own goals. And I thought, what a load of bollocks. Gary Lineker didn't create his own fucking goals. Erling Haaland doesn't create his own goals. That's the whole problem. You can silence Haaland if you block up his supply lines. You have to get most strike. I mean, look, R9 could create his own goals. There has been strikers in the Premier League that can create their own goals. Stan Collymore was very good at it. But the majority of strikers, the Alan Shearers, etc., they need service. And that's why sometimes Haaland won't score goals, because he won't get any service. He's never going to drop deep and start, you know, doing a Messi, is he? Can't wait. Amorim aura at UK Press if he wins this, says Fitz for Bitcoin. I think it's very important that he wins this game because it gives him kudos and aura before he comes in that he can live off. So that if United started badly, he would be able to go, well, look what I did to Man City with my team. That's the end game. Whereas if he gets beat 4 or 5-0 here, people would go, oh, United have bought a right threat. You know what the press would be like. But if he's got this in his CV, you saw what I did to Man City with my team. Give me time and I'll do it. I think that was my whole angle today, thinking about this game. Not necessarily whether he'd win it, but could he throw a few punches to sort of live off with the very, very toxic British press. And if we go to Ipswich and lose, and if we lose to Arsenal and Man City in his first few games, they'll be going for him. But I think as fans, we'll be able to go, well, hold on a minute. We know the team's shit. We know the players are crap. And we know it's going to take a lot of work. But we also know what he can do when he's given the tools to do it and the time. And I think that's the big thing for United fans. You can see, even tonight, there is a system, and it's hard working, and it's easy on the eye, and it works really, really well. But there's no way it's going to work straight away. We're going to have to be very patient with it. And I think if he can win this game tonight, it will be something that we can use as a protector for him. I've said it before. I've said it on the United stand. Man United, every manager, Jose, Ten Hag, Ollie, Van Gaal, their first year has always been very good. It's always been very good. And then it all goes wrong. We know the problems at Man United are massive. I actually don't mind if the first year is a bit bumpy and then we get better in year 2, because it's like the quick fix, isn't it? Put a plaster on it, it's okay. And then after a bit of time, the injury starts to bleed through. And I think we actually need to fix the wound. Like my dad had a hip operation, right? They could have given him some painkillers and he'd have been all right for a little bit, but the pain would have come back. He had a hip operation and he was in a lot of pain for months. But then the pain went and the hip injury was better. And it's that short-term pain for long-term gain. Whereas United have been going, short-term you'll be fine, but long-term it's going to come back again. And I think that's why I don't really care if we have a bit of a bump for the first few months to get where we need to go. Collateral. Now, if we need to burn a few players to prove they're not up to it, let's do it. No pain, no gain, says Ranko. Exactly. Bradley says, I struggle to see how Rashford, Maguire and Casemiro fit into a high-intensity team. But they're going to have to. That's what I mean. For the first few months, we're going to have to use them to show that they either can or can't do it. If City lose, it's 3 in a row. Pep out, says Benny, and they go to Brighton. They go to Brighton on Saturday night, and Brighton have had a whole week off. And I'll be there. Not at Brighton. No, well, I will be there at Brighton. Give me a box. We'll do a live stream. Let's go. Did it at Charlton. If you don't do it, Fulham will. We've actually had a couple of clubs offer us already. I'm actually quite excited to go on the road again. If City lose, it's 3 losses in a row. I had to say that twice. Nico says, Mark, Lewandowski is the best striker in the world. Better statistically output and better overall play. Mate, it's all about opinion. I think Haaland's better than Lewandowski, but I just think if you play for Man City, you don't get respected. How much should we pay for the sporting squad, says Sankadeep. And this could be City's 3rd loss in a row, says Just Sport Edits. And I can't wait for that, says Fit for Bitcoin. Liverpool have scored. Goal Liverpool. Diaz. Let's have a look. Second half again. They're a second half. I don't know what slot puts in their oranges at half time, but what a finish by Diaz. Whoever plays the pass, Curtis Jones, that is absolutely brilliant. And then Diaz, one touch and a chip that really, I don't know what sauce I'd put on it. It's that good. It didn't need sauce. That chip was so good, you wouldn't want to ruin it. It was the perfect chip. Lovely goal. Lovely goal. What a goal. And the pass by Curtis Jones as well was incredible. Mount and Rashi behind Rasmus might be the truth, says GGMU. Raz says, I think Rashford's too lazy for this system. And UA says, I just found out that Gyökeres used to play for Brighton under Potter. What the hell? Didn't everybody play for Brighton at some point? Every decent player started off at Brighton. Crescentes says, Mark, please keep in mind that Amorim is currently working with players who are dedicated and don't give up. Do you think the United players can match that effort? 300k a week might make you lazy. But that's why, if they don't do it, you take them off the pitch and you say you'll never play for this club again. Fuck off. And that's how you deal with that, because then they'll go, oh, shit. There's a manager here that's going to kick me out. I better start working. So that's the key. Can he get rid of players? Robinson Crusoe says, is it just me that Man City are like petulant kids when fouls go against them, or if they think a player should get a card? Yeah, mate, I've been saying it for ages. Man City fall apart when they're losing by a couple of goals. They can't deal with it. When everything's going their way, they're absolutely fantastic. Hello to Brazil, says Josimar. What a name. Josimar. What a goal. Goal. Oh, what a block. No, you're not getting a handball for that. Look at Bernardo. Yeah, have that. Have that. Never a fucking handball. Liverpool have scored again, but I think it's been disallowed. Man City trying to get a penalty for blasting the ball at his arm from about half a metre out. Pep out, Ten Hag in, says Eduardo. The referee reviewing a Liverpool goal. Oh, I thought it was Mark Clattenburg. No. Trying to see if it's offside for Gakpo. The AR is very quick in the Champions League. CW says, I think he's onside. Oh, they're checking a handball here. This ain't a penalty. Oh, they're probably going to give it, but that's just ridiculous if they give that. That's shocking. That is absolutely shocking. How the hell is that handball? I mean, I'm just massively confused. What the fuck is he supposed to do? You can't run into that with your hands down. You just literally can't. And the ball's going over the bar. That is absolute shite. Absolute fucking shit, that is. That is absolute shit. If you're not watching, he blocks the shot and it goes up onto his arm from a metre away. Absolutely disgusting. Watch how close he is to this. The ball's not going in, by the way. If it's going in, I sort of think maybe, but that is just shocking. The ball's not going in, and he's tackled him, and it's gone up onto his arm. That is just abysmal. And look, it's Man City again. Oh, handball, handball. You weren't doing that when Kovacic did it against Chelsea, were you, you little twat? Fucking joke. I can't believe that's been given. That is absolutely disgusting. Fucking joke. Absolute fucking joke. A Liverpool's goal has been given, by the way. It's 2-0 to Liverpool. Gakpo. Look, you can't hide behind the fact that that's never a penalty in the Premier League. I know that's never a penalty in the Premier League, and I know it's different in the Champions League, but we've seen loads of those not given in the Champions League. I saw a couple in the last Champions League fixture, but that's never a penalty. You've got to give a handball for everything that hits somebody's arm then, and we don't see that. That's not the rule. It's not been the rule for years. If it hits your arm, it's not a guaranteed penalty, and they've basically gone with that. Disgusting decision. No, we've still got morons in the chat who think because it's hit his arm, it's got to be a handball. But I mean, I don't know where you've been for the last 5 years, but that rule went 5 years ago. Hey, he's missed! Have them and have that! You bloody prat! He's hit the Denver. Who's hit the Denver? Haaland's hit the Denver. Justice! Justice! Have some of that. Have some of that. That is the footballing gods there. He smacked the bar. Justice. Absolute justice, that is. Love it. Absolutely love it. They didn't deserve that penalty to go against them, and they didn't deserve to concede one either. A City defender did something similar in the first half. Raz, absolutely bloody true. Literally true. Who was it? You're absolutely right. It hit a Man City player's arm in the first half. No bloody penalty. In the same bloody game. Raz, you're an absolute legend. You're absolutely spot on. It happened in the same bloody game. Man City defender, ball hits his arm, no penalty. Gyökeres super strong and running superb. Thoughts, says Fit for Bitcoin. Yes, I think you're right. It's handball because it's City, even though the ball hit the City player in the first half but wasn't given. Exactly, Cyber Spider. Game's gone, says Mike JBA. Similar one was given for Kimpembe versus United, says Tom Grant. How many years ago was that? Mate, when were we last in a bloody knockout Champions League game? I mean, that's got to be at least 5 years ago. Well done with that great bit of knowledge. Sporting had clear handball first half and didn't get it, says Faris. Exactly. Kenzie says, do you watch the darts? Only the one at Christmas. Shane O'Connell says, I love how Pep would have used Amorim as a motivator for his City team today, but it's blown up in his face. Thank you very much for your super chats. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. We've got Arsenal Inter tomorrow night. I feel like that might be a difficult game for Arsenal, you know. I feel like Arsenal at the moment are just in a bad place. Good to see Odegaard back, but I feel they're in a bad place. And going to Inter could be a tough game for them. Of course, Sporting would go above Man City in the group league if they were to win this. Sporting would go to 10 points. Man City would stay on 7. Is that right, actually? My TV has frozen. Sabio. Straight at the keeper. Yeah, Man City have got 7. Sporting would have 10. Liverpool would be top with 12. Of course, Villa can go top again tomorrow if they win their perfect record. Villa are playing Club Brugge at 5:45 tomorrow. Real Madrid are losing to AC Milan at the moment. Still 2-0 Liverpool. Pep, are your players still hungover, says Kid. Start bench sell, Gakpo, Garnacho, Martinelli. That's a good one, Jordan. I mean, I would start Garnacho because I'm biased. I would bench Gakpo and I would sell Martinelli. Missed my recent chat, says Robinson Crusoe. I'll go back. Mark, we were in the Champions League knockout 2.5 years ago. Ronaldo carried us. Yeah, but that PSG game wasn't 2.5 years ago, was it? Arsenal, tough game. Liverpool, only Premier League to win, says Mark. City, as always. Penalties, offside decisions always go in their favour. I'm glad they missed. Go on, Sporting, says Ian J. White. Thanks very much for your super chat, pal. My Man United starting 11. Xerxes, Højlund, Bruno, Rashford, Ugarte, Casemiro, Garnacho, Yoro, De Ligt, Martinez, Onana. What? That... Reese, I don't know what planet you're on, but I can't do with back to front 11s. Even my mind, I can't figure that one out. Even though I've read the players out, I can't put it in my head because you've gone the wrong way round. Thanks for the knowledge. Robinson says, when they are winning, they are sore losers. I think they are just hated. I only know one City fan who supported them when they had Stephen Ireland, says Robinson. Quenda was born in 2007. Yeah, he's 17, Casper. Who's man of the match, says Ted E. Oh, God. I mean, I actually genuinely think that the defenders for Sporting have played really well. I'd probably give it to Dion. Oh, that nearly went in for City. I'd probably say Diamonde's had a brilliant game at the back. I think he was the one who started the second goal. But you know what? It's really difficult to go for a man of the match because they are such a sum of their parts, really. They are such a good collective. Gutted for Arsenal fans, City are not at their best and they can't take advantage due to being them crap themselves, says Nick P. And Jay says, is it time to start saying we want Pep to stay? I've loved the stream tonight. Make sure you subscribe. It's been absolutely fantastic. I mean, look, I'd love anybody beating Man City. I mean, I bloody love it. But the fact that it's United's future coach is even better. Gyökeres is a Mark Robins prodigy, says Carl. Yes, he was at Coventry before. How long do you believe it will take for Amorim to implement his system at United? This is a good question. Do you want the honest answer, Cherma? Honestly, with that set of players and that level of inconsistency, I would say with a completely different system where I'd guarantee he's going to have to bring in a few players, I would say probably at least a year. Like start of next season. I just don't see how you can take a system like this and make it work consistently in 6 months. I think it's going to take time. And I think the reason it will take time as well is because it's a brand new formation in the middle of the season. You don't get a lot of time to work on it in season because you're always prepping for games. So I think it will take time. Add that to the 115 charges because that penalty kick was criminal, says DV. Great question, Cherma. Mark, it's odd seeing the team track back. What an amazing concept, says Brian. Do you think Pep's going at the end of the season? Yeah. Yeah, I did a video on it a few weeks ago, Drew. I think he's definitely going. I think the players know he's going as well. He's not the only one going at the end of the season as well. Man City might be off to a new league. Kane is definitely better than Haaland, nearly as good at finishing and miles better at hold-up play. I'm not a big fan of Kane, fighter. I'm not after the Euros. I'm not. I think Kane's got his weaknesses as well. Start, bench, sell, done that one. I mean, look, Kane is a world-class striker, I agree. But so is Erling Haaland. And I'd rather have Haaland because he plays on the last man and runs the channels. Whereas I think Harry Kane, how would Harry Kane work in a sporting system? Dropping in when you've already got 2 10s? Like, you want him, I like strikers to play on the last man. Celtic are beating Leipzig, which I think is absolutely incredible, by the way. Can we just get a moment to say that is bloody incredible? Because Dortmund, from the same league as Leipzig, absolutely destroyed Celtic. And here are Celtic 3-1 up against a very good Leipzig side. It's absolutely fantastic, that is. That's a brilliant, brilliant performance and result so far for Celtic. What are the odds Ineos have done their homework and started scouting the players Amorim will need to play his style? I hope so, Josh. The hangover from the Premier League has followed Pep into the Champions League, it seems, says Mohammed. No way our players can play like this, says Rudolph the Red. I tell you what, I bet there's a lot of United players watching this who are tired just watching it. They'll be like, oh my God, look at how much they're running. Look at how they keep their heads up. Gyökeres, if he crosses it, he's not going to cross it. Oh, he could have scored. He could have cut it back. He was selfish. Michael Oliver is not in charge and City are losing, says DHB. It's a blow to the Man City ethos, says Constantine. What transfer hurt you more, Ronaldo or Beckham? I think I was devastated when Ronaldo went because I knew it was going to kill the team. Because he was the best player in the world at the time. He just won the Ballon d'Or. So I think when Ronaldo went, I knew we were going to not be as good. Whereas with Beckham, I loved Beckham, but I think I fancied our chances of, staying relevant. But Ronaldo was just... Sporting nearly going to score again here. Thanks everyone who's tuned in. We've got nearly 30,000 watching. This is incredible for a sporting game. It's another penalty! It's another penalty! Have 4! Have 4! Have 4! How do you like it? Golf! 4! Well, it's not 4 yet. But absolutely fantastic here. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. And another one. Another penalty to Sporting. Loving this. Nunez takes him down. They can't deal with it. They just can't deal with the pace of Sporting in and around the box. Blocks going in everywhere. More blocks than Lego. But they can't stop this lad. Look at the pace. Just can't deal with him. And it is a penalty. Of that, there is no doubt. It's 100% a penalty. Pep can't believe it. He's literally saying, where is the PGMOL? Where is Michael Oliver when I need him? Well, ain't nowhere, Pep. Because you boys are taking one hell of a beating here. I tell you what, if they can win this 4-1, Amorin must be thinking, I am the man. I am the special one. This is great. This is absolutely brilliant. Humiliating. Humiliation, especially when you look at the first half. Man City were absolutely dominating, but they have been the dominated ones here. Still time. Still got to score it. It would be a Gyökeres hat-trick, of course, as well. Let's wait and see. Here he steps up. And he scores! Low to the bottom corner. Different penalty style this time. But it's absolutely fantastic. We're cooking here. Amorim is putting Pep to bed. Could this be... Could we be witnessing history here? Could this be the day, the night we remember the new Man United coach putting the outgoing Pep to the fucking sword? No Rodri, no party. City have gone to pieces, Pete Phillips. Well, it's just absolutely fantastic. Mark says, how is it a penalty? Because he bloody tripped him up. That's what a proper penalty looks like, mate. Not a VAR review. 4-1. 4-1. 4-1. Have it. I'll tell you what. I said earlier on the United stand that Gyökeres is on audition tonight. Not necessarily for Man United. He's on audition to absolutely everybody, isn't he? And I think that what he's done today is certainly put himself in a high-profile game right at the top of a lot of clubs' thoughts. I mean, I said this. People will go, Man United will get Gyökeres because of Amorim, and you know maybe they will. Maybe they will. But you're telling me PSG and Bayern Munich and Barcelona and Arsenal and Chelsea aren't going to be looking at him. They'll all be looking at him. Sporting don't sell cheap either. So, look, what I'm thinking is, in the meantime, can we get Rasmus firing like him? You know, a striker that gets service. JR says, end of an era. This is enough proof for me that that if he's not a success at United, it's on the players, says Shane. Just joined 4-1. What happens, says Rub? United players are bricking it, seeing how much they'll have to do, says Raz. Look, if you want one takeaway, if you want one soundbite, I would say this. This is going to be an annihilation of Manchester City by Manchester United's new coach. And therefore, if he comes to Manchester United and Man United start losing games, will everybody wake the fuck up for the final time and realise it's not the coach, it's the players? We've got a manager who has annihilated the best team in England 4-1. With players that will do what they're told. If we, in a month's time, play Man City and get stuffed 5-0, is it the manager or is it the players? And for the last time, I hope people start waking up and realising the biggest problem at Man United is actually the players are not consistent and are not good enough. This manager has shown what he can do against England's best if you give him the players. So for me, there are two people to look at now, or two entities. There are the players and there is Ineos. The fans and Amorim know what can be achieved. But you've got to give him the players, and Ineos have got to provide that. And to do that, you've got to be willing to get rid of people. You can't say to Amorim, loved what you did against Man City last night. Can you do it with everything that we've got? That will destroy him. Absolutely destroy him. It's 3-0. Liverpool have got a very good result again as well. Diaz makes it 3 against Leverkusen. They've been brilliant in the second half again. Surprise, surprise. Arne Slot's Liverpool second half domination continues. 0-0 at half time, but there you go. Leverkusen, obviously not the team they were last year. De Bruyne's coming on. Lovely cross again. Might have been a bit of a foul in the build-up, but referee's not going to give that. It would be a shame not to get Gyökeres, given the fact that he's got a record and relationship with Amorim, says Mega MC, sorry. Ruben already clear of Ten Hag. Stop cope. What are you talking about, Zuteng? That's just a bit weird. I don't. It's a super chat, so I'll answer it. But what are you talking about, Ten Hag? Ten Hag's been sacked. I like Amorim. I don't do player FC or manager FC. I do Manchester United FC. Glad you've tried to come in and tell us all something, but don't know what it is. Love to see Cheaty getting a good hammering, says Gems. Hope you're doing well, Gems. Absolute legend. Thank you very much. And Stonehouse says, if we're getting him at the international break, the players better decline and spend 2 weeks on the training ground so we can hit the ground running. And Ashley says, unfortunately, Amorim will be brought down to earth when he arrives at United and sees our players. I hope I'm wrong. Our lads don't know how to run. Mark, I'm unable to see the game. What are your thoughts on the system? Today has been awful for me, and the City getting battered always makes me smile, says Andre. Look, first half, Man City were very dominant, and Sporting sort of played sort of counter-attacking football, and it wasn't working. At half-time, he's gone more on the front foot, and it's absolutely swamped them. In fact, there was something I wanted to show, which I don't know whether it will have changed massively. I don't know whether stats will show this, but at half-time, it was about, possession has stayed around the same, but I mean, to be honest, it's still pretty much played around the same, hasn't it? Man City have still had double the shots, but it's the quality of chances that Sporting have created. They've both had the same amount of shots on target. I mean, 10 corners to 1, but second half's been completely different to the first half. Categorically, yes, it's been very, very different. And look, you don't get beat 4-1 by chance. And they have been battered tonight. Absolutely battered. Mark, I'm not able to see the... Gotta love to see Man United beating City 4-1, says CJR. You have to feel sorry for City losing 4-1 with an injury crisis while still having a starting 11 which could be champions, says Bart. We got him. Glory, glory, Man United, says Tyler. This is football heritage, says Quizzer. And Rub says 4-1, what happened? Thank you very much to that. Look, the second goal was absolutely fantastic. That's a nasty foul by De Bruyne. I'd have given him a red. I mean, I don't think it is a red, but it was nasty. Fair and square win, says Robinson Crusoe. Only controversy is City's not got their own way. Rodri is pivotal when the attack wasn't firing. City won't be the same. Yeah, well, look, I don't know about a one-man team, but I tell you what, Amorim, you've got to feel for Sporting fans but what a way to go out. I mean, he has got another game on Friday, but what a way to go out. This is the cherry on the cake, isn't it? Alvito says, will they say they had a hangover now? Fair and square win. Thank you very much. With Amorim coming to United, says teletext, do you expect huge spending in the January transfer window and wherein the team needs urgent attention? Well, mate, if I was Ineos, I'd be trying to find as many hundreds of millions of pounds as I could. Because if ever there's a team, a system that you want to build, it's this one. I mean, Ten Hag got 600 million, apparently. I'd be giving him double. Sporting players are humble to put the effort in, says Shahin. We're also forgetting he's doing this with players that he knows that their manager's going after their shows how much they respect and back him, says Red Devil. Absolutely brilliant point. Salah 2 assists like it's nothing. He's world class, says Terrell, a massively underrated player. Dan Ashworth sold Gyökeres from Brighton for $1 million, says Sebastian. And Luke Stevenson says, on a fun note, have you ever enjoyed supporting a non-Man United team so much? No, I said that on the United stand, Luke. I don't think I've ever been in a position where I'm actually going to be quite engaged in a team that isn't Man United, because he is our manager in a competitive game against the team I dislike the most. So, yeah, it has been good fun. Shahin says they play for each other instead of personal glory. Exactly. It's been great to see. And there won't be any way back because we're in the 89th minute. $32,000 tuning in. You're absolute legends. Thanks everyone who's tuned in tonight. It's been enjoyable. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're now only 100 away from 268,000. So smash that subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with That's Football. Everybody is welcome on here. We have got lots of good watch-alongs coming up as well. Arsenal at Inter tomorrow. I worry about Arsenal in that game. And then 3 big Premier League games involving Man City. Got to go Brighton on Saturday. If you're Brighton, you're looking at this and you're going, yes, please, a week off. They'll be up for that. Played very well against Liverpool. Madrid hammered, City stuffed, says Shiva. I mean, I was just going to go round the grounds, actually. Man City are losing 3-1 at the Bernabeu. This will make you laugh. This will make you laugh, though, because Man City have now lost 2 games in the Champions League and were 2-0 down against Dortmund when they came back. So Real Madrid have lost 2 games. Guess where they are in the league? They're still 17th. There's no jeopardy. There's no jeopardy with this tournament at all. Lose 2 games and you're still in the top 24. I mean, it is a bit of a joke, I think. It's impossible not to get through if you're a decent team. You said shots are even, but Savio was cutting in and took loads of poor shots. I think that makes City stats look better, says Jamie. Fair play. Well done. Goldio says 3 losses in a row for City. Also, you didn't answer. Would you rather Victor Moses or Weghorst? 2 very different players, mate. I'd say Moses, though. They lost to Bournemouth. Anyone can win. Fluke win, says Pizza. Okay. John McClinton, thanks for your super chat. Take care of Amorim from a sporting fan, says Ennio Rodrigo. Mate, we're very grateful to have him, and you know, watching this, I do feel sad for Sporting, because regardless of whether he's a Man United coach, this would go down as an absolutely amazing result. I mean, if he wasn't Man United coach, imagine the headlines. I mean, the headlines will be big anyway, but imagine the headlines if he wasn't Man United coach tonight. He'd be people would be going absolutely crazy. Liverpool have made it 4-0, by the way. I think it's a hat-trick for Diaz. It is. Hat-trick for Diaz. Shot by Nunez. Bounces back to Diaz. Keeper's on the ground. Taps it in. 4-0. Big win for Liverpool, that. You know, just silently go. You know, the champions are imploding and the team that's at the top of the league are exploding on bonfire night. The one thing that's good for Man City is they have got De Bruyne back, though, and he does look... you know, it's De Bruyne, isn't it? Can't lie, this guy's going to be huge for United. Gyökeres to United as well, says Mr. Solo. Sky and English media will go after Amorim now, says Rub. Anselmo, thank you very much for your super chat. Pep's last season loading, 100% Dre. I'm absolutely convinced he's going to go. Dan Ashworth let Gyökeres have done that was. Oh no, we haven't actually. Sorry, I'll read that out again. Dan Ashworth let Gyökeres go from Brighton, says Laura. Sahaj says Michael Owen said in the post-match show of the Fulham Brentford game that Maguire would flourish in the Amorim system. Michael Owen doesn't fucking know about football, mate. Like, Michael Owen doesn't watch European football. Absolutely not. You can tell when he's there with Howard Webb. He's there for the paycheck. He ain't studying football, and he certainly isn't studying Amorim. So, look, maybe he'll guess. Maybe Maguire will do well, but come on. Does Michael Owen strike you as the sort of guy that's watching loads and loads of European football? I wonder if United players are watching this, says Sean. Well, if they're not watching this, what the bloody hell are they watching? Disabling performance by Sporting, says Alan Noonan. Hello, Alan. Hope you're doing well. And funny how Rodri missing excuses City for losing, says Nick James. Pep struggles without star players, says Christoph. Yeah, but you know, last season, Chelsea's injury crisis wasn't an excuse. Man United's injury crisis wasn't an excuse. Brighton and Newcastle's injury crisis wasn't an excuse. Oh, it's not an excuse when Odegaard doesn't play. But the best team in the world with the biggest budget, Rodri's not playing. That's why we're losing. It's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And that's the final whistle. 4-1 to Amorim's Sporting Lisbon against Pep Guardiola. And Pep battered Amorim. Well, look, we play Man City in a month. I'm not so sure that's going to happen there. This is Amorim's project complete. This is the high point of Project Sporting for Amorim. When next these two meet, he will be at the start of a ground zero project. So I'm not expecting Man United to go and do this to Man City anytime soon. But what today does show us, or what tonight does show us, is what this manager can do. If he's given the tools to succeed, he can compete against the very best. When Man United come to play Man City in a month, he will be starting the project again. So, Bob says, how do you need Rodri that bad? It's not like Liverpool were going for another DM, but we made it work. So it's no excuses tonight. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Dre says, week made, honestly. Yeah, mate, it's just superb. Absolutely superb. Really, really, really enjoyed it. And I think that... you know, you can't complain. It was just magnificent. Absolutely fantastic. I think I will do a reaction, and I think I'll probably upload it on the United stand. It would be remiss not to do it, wouldn't it? I think we do. We need something to go up about it. But anyway, we will be back on this channel tomorrow with Arsenal's game against Inter. I'm going to go and do a quick match reaction. Not a match reaction, just an observation on the United stand, which I'll upload now. But really enjoyed the stream tonight, actually, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Absolutely fantastic. And I'll speak to you all a bit later. Please do subscribe on your way out. Thanks for watching. Take care.